Welcome to Life, the podcast that dives into life. It's open to life. We discuss and talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. My name is Adam Farrell, and I'm here with my co-host, Steve Ballard.
Hello and welcome to Life Podcast episode 8. Tonight, or today, whenever you see it, we're joined by Conor McGovern from the band Smil. Relatively new band, a couple of years old.
Yeah.
But I think, obviously, your relationship, you two know each other. I think this is the first guest I don't know. No, Ruth.
Ruth was the first guest.
So it's nice for me to sit down and chat with someone like that I don't know. So, music. What are you in the band?
I'm the singer.
Singer.
I write a lot of the lyrics and stuff as well. A lot of melodies. We all sort of write different stuff, to be honest. But mostly I don't play anything on stage because I'm woefully bad. I play every instrument badly. That's my
At least you can play it.
Yeah, it's debatable.
So Shadow Smile, where's that name come from? That's quite
It comes from a song by The Cure, which is Burn, which was on the soundtrack for The Crow. And when he's doing his face, it says, paint your face in Shadow Smile. And I was like,
wow, that never clicked.
Yeah, I didn't click that.
Really? That's one of my favourite films.
Yeah, same.
I love The Crow.
About it.
I put it on the other week and my wife fell asleep. It was like,
really? Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Oh, that's epic. Oh, it's nice that.
Yeah.
It comes from a...
That is good. I never knew that.
That's a great soundtrack though as well.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I got 3 soundtracks and they are The Crow is one, Lost Boys is another,
Yes.
and Rocky 4. They're my 3 favorites.
I think we're going to be friends, I think. I really do. So you're the... I don't like to say this because obviously it discredits some of the band members, but are you the brains behind it? Are you...
Definitely. No, they're all brainy. It was me and the guitarist put it all together. I tend to think about a lot of the concept stuff, and our bassist does a bit as well. So we a lot of conceptual stuff we talk about, but I think we're all sort of collaborative on it. Yeah, it's not a dictatorship as much as I might like it to be sometimes. It is very everyone has input, and even like our producer who we work with as well, he's like, I come in with a lot of ideas and he'll just shut them straight down.
Really?
Yeah, he's just
wow.
Brutally honest.
You seen that Metallica documentary? On Netflix?
Some Kind of Monster. Oh, the new one?
Yes.
Is it Some Kind of... No. The one about how to...
It's on Netflix, I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know, I've seen loads of Metallica ones, but I don't know if I've seen the new one.
I think when they first started, it was James Hetfield and... I don't know who it was, but there's just 2 of them that had all the same.
Yeah, Lars.
Was it Lars?
Yeah, he's like...
My snake's called Lars after that.
I love Lars.
Yeah, it was just them 2.
Yeah.
The other band members had no say on lyrics or anything,
like
and then they decided to change it. And in my opinion, they got a bit shit.
Well, that's when St. Anger happened, wasn't it? When they let everyone write.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes that dynamics does work, but other times, like Motley Crue, Nicky Six.
Yeah.
He's an idol of my son's named after him.
Really?
Yeah. Or Nicky Lee after Tommy Lee and Nicky.
I like it.
Yeah, naming your son after a heroin addict. He's
not anymore.
No, he's not anymore, and that's one of the reasons. You know what I mean? It's
they just made a fortune, haven't they? Motley Crue. We've seen
150 million.
Crazy money that.
You can't imagine that kind of money, can you? Really? I couldn't.
But they're selling all the rights, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're selling all the rights for all the music for 150 million.
I suppose it sets them up for the rest of their life, doesn't it?
Well, they don't have to, because the thing is with masters, a lot of artists are buying the masters and they've done the opposite. They've sold them because it's like you get the masters, then you can make them work for you, so you can sell them to ads, you can send them to films and stuff. If you sell them on, you've got the money, and then someone else makes it work for them. So it's one of those where it's like, do you want to do the work or do you want to leave it to someone else? I think is the big thing, and they've clearly, like for the past 30 years, just been raking it in from. So
I mean, I saw some idiot online today when I saw the post today about Motley Crue, and it's like, I won't sell my songs for. Fuck off.
Yeah, you would.
If somebody offered you that amount of money for your songs, I'm sorry.
Divided by 4. 32, 37 and a half, something like that.
37.
Shut up. Shut up. He's got to sign his mum's bedroom with an acoustic. I won't tell my... Oh, fuck off. No, people like that, they make me laugh.
I'd be interested to know how that's divided up, whether Nicky has a bigger percentage or anything, or if it's just a complete split. I don't know, I'd just be interested to know.
How would you split it?
Oh, I'd say no. So.
You've got to be.
You got to split it equally, I suppose. But you'd be tempted if you had the choice, wouldn't you? So, maybe I'd probably do a bit more on that song.
But when we're talking 37.5 million each,
yeah,
what's a couple of mil?
Yeah, you'd be all right.
To be honest, what's a couple of mil?
I'd be happy with just like 5 mil. I'd be happy at that. They could take the rest. I'm not bothered.
That 5 at the minute.
Yeah.
If I sold a song for 5, how do you sell your songs? How do you make money from your...
From our music itself is difficult. I mean, we're on all the streaming services. We sell physical CDs, although less than ever.
Vinyls?
We're not getting any vinyls at the minute. That's probably something we'll do soon.
Yeah, I love vinyls.
Yeah,
I haven't got a vinyl player, but I just love the nostalgia of it.
Yeah. The thing with vinyl is you can't do short. It's one of our business models has been to keep everything limited. So it's like, okay, there's only a few of these, and that way it's a really sort of collectible thing, and it is a special. Everything's a piece of art. Then it's kind of like, this is okay. We're making these T-shirts. We're only doing 50 of them. So if you get one, you're never going to reprint them again. And that's how it's been with everything, to be honest. But then with vinyl, you've got to have loads of them made to make it worthwhile money-wise. Otherwise, it's like... So it doesn't work with our model that well, but when we get to do an album, then it's like we probably have to do vinyl, because then it works. It adds up, doesn't it? Vinyl. Yeah. And you want your album when you want vinyl.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
And that's artwork.
Yeah,
just in itself. That's why people buy vinyl.
Yeah.
What's your favourite vinyl sort of art?
There's loads. I like the original Appetite for Destruction art.
Yes.
The robot. That's cool. I like.
Metallica's done some people.
Yeah. I even like the load and reload ones. You know, with the press, with the bodily fluids, aren't they? They look really cool. A lot of Iron Maiden ones are good as well. Like the Power Slaves are really cool.
It's quite abstract, isn't it? With Eddie and
I love those.
Eddie and whatnot.
And then I like the classic. I think it was Queen album, is it? I think it's Queen 2 where it's got the Queen 2 is the one like that, isn't it? One of the, it might just be like Queen Greatest Hits 2 or something. It's got the Queen crest on it, and I just think that looks really powerful. It's just like such an iconic logo.
What's yours?
I think it'd have to be Iron Maiden. Their kind of artwork that they do, it reminds me of being young, and they were one of the first bands I ever went to go and see. So it were a good time. So it's that's really, and I like you said, Eddie and stuff like that, iconic, isn't it? So that I'd say.
You know what Iron Maiden, don't you?
Yeah.
The album cover speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I mean, I went and saw them on the Dance to Death tour when they did Sheffield Arena there.
Yeah, I remember that.
That were a really good tour. And that had like a Grim Reaper guy and that at the front on the album cover and stuff. So when it red and
can't get any blacker than black. That's a good film. That's a good musical film.
It is.
I love that. That's the Stonehenge.
That's it. Where the demons dwell and the banshees live. What's your earliest influence or your earliest memory of music to think actually that's picked my ears up? It moves me. Because music must move you.
Yeah,
to have a career in it.
Loads. I mean, very early on, it was like Queen, and I used to listen to Queen at my grandparents', and I'd listen to like Alice Cooper at my dad's, and then I'd listen to Adamant with my mum. So that's like kind of covered me through my.
That's quite a broad spectrum.
You've always had a broad.
But that's good though.
Broad spectrum.
That's good.
Yeah, I think so. I think like it's always the theatrical that I like. So like if you notice, like all my influences are like the more theatrical end of stuff. Like you had like Queen doing like big extravagant shows, and then I got into like Iron Maiden. Metallica not so much theatrical, but it's a big spectacle still. I think that's what I like is spectacle. It's like something big. I remember actually when years ago we went to, and I think even working with them, we went to a Pink Floyd tribute, was it?
Yeah, Floyd too.
Yeah.
My uncle's band,
Was it?
Yeah.
And even in they were in the theatre in Dinnington, so it was the lyrics is small theatre, but they still had pyro and they still had like the big collapsing screen and stuff like that, and that was a bit of a moment. It was like, that's how it should be. You shouldn't just be turning up and playing. That's for me. Yeah, that's what.
Wow, Uncle Chris.
Yeah,
was inspired a little bit. Shadow Smile.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What sort of? Obviously, you started in 2019. Shadow Smile.
Yeah.
Is this your first major band or?
Yeah, if you can call it that. Yeah, it's.
You are.
Yeah, it's. I've been in little bands since forever. Really, we had crap bands at school.
What was the one that? What was it called? Now your first band that you did?
My first band was called Unfair
Retribution. That was it. Unfair Retribution. Back in the days when, no offence, mate, you couldn't sing.
No, I couldn't. No,
really? No. It was shocking.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it was nerves as well, because I used to get on stage and I had to put on this persona, but then I was actually terrified and I was shaky as hell voice and just shouting, to be honest. And back in those days, we'd because we went to Dinnington Resource Centre.
Yeah. I was just going to bring that up.
We rented it out and we didn't know how PAs worked, so we just got some PA speakers, no monitors or anything. So you're just there, you can't hear a thing.
Wow.
And it's just all I could hear was
I swear I've still got in that cupboard right there. I swear I've still got that on a mini DV tape. I need to have a look and see if I can find it. Right.
Maybe burn that if you can.
And you couldn't sing. I think you've got a good I messaged you the other day.
No, I tell a lie. It's not that he couldn't sing. The potential was there. He was untrained vocalist.
Yeah, I was.
He was an untrained vocalist. He'd not really found that how to sing properly. You were singing from your throat. You weren't singing from your diaphragm and from the lungs and things like that. You could tell. And by the end of it, I'm pretty certain he'd come off and he went, my voice has been killing.
Yeah, I remember that, because that gig I had to leave stage and go and get some water.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
So I just didn't know what I was doing. And you go in the moment, you sing harder than you would normally. Because in practice it sounded great in my ears. So you're just this is fine. Get there, your nerves kick in, adrenaline kicks in. You don't even think about what you're doing either. So that first couple of gigs, and man, I cringe thinking about it.
Really? But like we've said before,
learning now, man.
We'll look back at this podcast and cringe. Maybe not this one, but at the start, when a few years' time, it'd be like, oh, really? Really?
You refine things.
That's how you evolve.
Yeah, of course it is. You can say I look back even now at earlier work and stuff that I've done, and I look back at it and I think, but like you say, it's how you evolve, it's where you come from. And I often like to sit and look back. This is why I'd never burn that tape, by the way, ever.
Okay.
But it's one of them, I think if you watched it back, it'd make you appreciate just how far you've come.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of why I look back at previous work, because I can see the evolution of how I've got better. Because I think without that, you start to lose touch with where you've come from. And it's very important you remember that and you look at how far you've come. You give yourself a pat on the back. Because who else is going to bloody do it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How many live shows have you done with Shadow Smile?
2.
Yeah, because obviously you started in lockdown.
We started and then lockdown hit. So we've just been pretty much a studio band since the start, which is... I'm quite alright with it, at first I was like, this is awful, we can't gig, and then as I got used to it, it's kind of like, now we're doing our first show, I'm going to plug it now because it's next week at Cup.
Is it?
I thought it was this Friday.
Next Friday, 10th of December.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was this Friday. I was going to mention it, but I can't make this Friday, but maybe next.
If you want to go, I'll go.
If you want to go,
I'll go.
I guess list you both are going to go. Plus one each.
We're there next Friday then.
Yeah.
So.
My other half will not be able to because she'll be at home with Babby.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. I best check my calendar first, don't I?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Bring your camera. That's
Oh yeah, that's it. Get a bit of free footage. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see.
Yeah, come down. It'd be cool.
I'd love to see how you are on stage. Obviously, the guys that obviously are watching this, I've not heard of Shadow Smile until last week, and Adam said he's got a guest on, Connor. So it's like, let's have a look. And right from the word go, it was like, wow, these guys are all right. They're not just another band. Spotify, yes, maybe, no disrespect, but you sound like another band.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Go onto YouTube, check out the videos. It's a whole new level, isn't it?
we're quite theatrical.
You're
Yeah.
very theatrical. And
Yeah.
it just reminded me of glam rock or classic rock.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, maybe not glam rock, that's the wrong word. Classic rock sort of videos where they tell a story.
Mm.
It's not just the band playing on stage or, you know, rehearsal shots or anything like that. It reminded me like November Rain, Guns N' Roses.
Those are my favourite videos. Those three
Mate.
videos, Your Illusion, I like just my... Is it November Rain, Don't Cry,
Yes.
and Estranged, those three. And I'm like, they're like a big epic, and that's kind of what I always wanted
You
to
can
do.
tell. You can tell. Sorry, it's come across with some influences like that,
That's nice to know.
and it's yeah. I say what I mean, mate, and I mean what I say. I don't.
Yeah, he don't flower shit.
I don't
doesn't he?
flower shit. No.
That's good.
If you don't like something, he'd say, "Oh, that's shit." That.
Yeah.
But yeah, please check out Shadow Smile on YouTube. The videos they don't do the songs justice. Like today, I was working. I had you on Spotify. It's nice, isn't it, when you to learn about your music before I sit down and chat with you. But I was painting, nothing exciting. But it's like, actually, I'll put YouTube on. I fancied watching. I had to watch your songs.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, watch a song.
It's funny because I remember saying when we started out, I always wanted to, with my mate Craig, you know Craig, don't you? Do you know Craig?
Butley,
No, Craig Cartledge.
Cartledge.
Maybe you don't. No.
Name rings a bell. I
He
think
was in Misperception. He was their guitarist. If you remember them back in school.
Fucking hell.
We're talking like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
It was like there was like this time, and they were like, "Oh, they've gone and got this sick guitarist from Wales, and he's like the best guitarist." And we were like, "It was this guy," and it was him.
I vaguely remember the name. I can't put a face to the name. That's where I'm struggling.
Yeah,
I remember the name now. I just cannot think of who he is.
but we became good mates after that, and then we joined the band together for a few years, and then we've on and off worked together on stuff. But anyway, I was talking about a band, and I was like, it needs to be more. It needs to be like. Instead of just a band, it needs to be like a multimedia experience and like a lifestyle brand almost. You know, like say take like WWE, and it's like it's not just wrestling, is it? It's like
They're an entertainment package.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I always wanted us to be. So obviously we've got very limited budgets so far, but when that budget starts to pick up, and so will the videos, so will the shows and everything. So that's kind of how I view it, as opposed to just standing in a room playing music, because I'm just so not about that.
I can't wait for that. I really can't.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
100%. Which that brings us on nicely to my favourite song of yours, Digital God.
Okay.
I know we've spoke a bit about this pre-recorded, or pre-show should I say, but where's the inspiration for Digital God? Because even I think in this modern time now, especially after lockdown, and I think we're going into another lockdown pretty soon, I hope not, but it is what it is, everything's gone digital. Everything. So to slap out Digital God, that's quite a statement.
It's a powerful statement.
It's very powerful. So
Yeah.
where did the actual title come from, first of all, Digital God?
So we were sort of talking about how the modern world is, like we were just saying just then, and I was just telling you guys about how I think it's Adidas or Nike basically selling trainers for online characters for the same amount as they're selling them in real life, because
Still
these
can't
kids,
get my head around that. That's like you bend at toilet, innit?
Yeah.
there's kids that they don't go outside, they hang around with their friends online, and that's where their friends see them, so that's where they care about looking cool. And that got us sort of thinking about how the world is so different to when we were almost growing up, and how it's kind of like, and it almost replaces religion for people being online. It's like it's their whole being, it's everything they believe in. So we're kind of like digital God, and there's like there's the old Marilyn Manson song which says like God is in the TV, and it's almost like an update of that, because back in the 90s everyone was like just on watching TV all the time.
See, my first thing when you mentioned that then was Radio Gaga.
Yeah,
The stuff like Queen.
Yeah.
Because obviously that song is about the video killing, radio music and stuff like that. So
we're kind of in, because that was like they had the MTV generation where everything was music video, so everyone stopped caring about radio, and then they grew up, so video became everything, and then they're past sort of peak music listening age, and then the next generation, they want like everything. They want like a music video, they want a lyric video, they want a rehearsal video, they want the official video, the unofficial video, the behind the scenes video. So now it's kind of like that's kind of feeds into the same digital thing, where it's like it's so consumed so quickly. So music's like, you put your music out, it's like, okay, what next? I've heard it. Where's the next thing? It's like, so it kind of all plugs into that same, like, the digital world's so weird, and it's such a different world.
Massively. I think that plugs into a little bit of people's lack of patience in the modern world, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think because everything's on demand, and you can
go. I don't even watch a 5-second advert.
No, you just
skip. Yeah.
I'll pay £16 a month to not watch YouTube adverts.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Really.
That's crazy.
But I do use it for music instead of Spotify now, so it does work.
Oh dear.
Out. Yeah. So I'm actually paying £6.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But it's like no one's got an attention span, and that's why, like, you know, we've had battles with radio shows before, because they're sort of like, can you cut this song down? Can you take your guitar solo out? Can you start with a chorus on your next one? And it's like, we're not going to compromise that, because we're not about radio play all the time. But it's so like they're just so scared that people are going to get bored and tune out. It's like you need a chorus straight away so people are hooked, and you're just like, I'm not Kylie Minogue, I'm not doing that.
No, exactly. You're not a pop.
No, exactly. But that's, even metal. Like, you listen to. I mean, I'm a massive Ghost fan. Have you listened to Ghost much?
Ghost, no.
I really
never heard of them. I don't think.
No, they're cool. They're like, I would call them like a metal ABBA. They're super pop.
I hate ABBA.
You won't like Ghost. But I think they're one of the best sort of big bands. They've just got to like the arena level, so they're really good. But they're very theatrical, and like they dress like they're like extreme death metal band, and then it's like really poppy, and it's cool. You'd like it.
That's what I love about you guys. Sorry, I'm just going off topic.
No, it's good.
That's what I love about you guys. I say guys, or it's obviously you that we're here. How you mix, like you scream, because you can scream. You can scream, mate, and it's not just everyone. Turn that shit off. No, listen to what this guy's doing with
the vocal cords.
With vocal cords. Don't dismiss it.
See, I used to dismiss screaming a heck of a lot when I was younger.
To be honest,
I used to honestly, like the only scream band that I ever used to listen to when I was younger was Slipknot, and that was it. And they were like my guilty pleasure, right? If they were screaming it, I weren't interested. Like Enter Shikara, no, I weren't interested. It wasn't until I found out just how difficult screaming were when I started having a go at it myself and trying to. Yeah. And I'm like, fucking hell, how the bloody hell does anyone carry this on and keep doing that?
Yeah.
And you realise that a successful screaming person has got to be able to sing first.
Oh, 100%.
They've got to have the vocal ability.
Fundamentals got to be there.
Yeah, of course they have. Otherwise, you've got no hope.
I think
you've got no hope. And then I started appreciating it, because I thought, you know what? These people have got to be doing something right to be able to withstand that level. Not like Corey from Slipknot, how he does that. For a 2-hour show, for all them years, it's like, why can he still talk? Let alone sing.
Doesn't hurt in the slightest if you do it right. That's the thing.
That's it.
It's the dynamics that you drop though. You go from scream to lovely harmonics, and it just comes together blends, so nice. It is. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm a bit shit with words.
It's kind of eclectic. That's what I always say. It's like we kind of try and like take from as many different styles instead of just being kind of one, metal all the time. It's like because there's things we listen to, like all of us, like our guitarist massively into blues and country, and then like our drummer listens to loads of like K-pop and stuff. So it's kind of like it's so
K-pop.
K-pop. Oh, Korean pop.
Korean pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like BTS.
I guess I don't know.
My youngun's into K-pop,
right?
So I get it all the bloody time in the car, mate. It's like horrendous.
The catchiest, most frivolous stuff that gets stuck in your head, and you wish it wasn't there.
Yeah,
But people love it, and
I don't like it. It's not my thing. But younguns at the minute are loving it. It's like it's boomed, Danny. It's got massive. K-pop's gone huge.
And even you've got like baby metal who are like they do like where are they from? Are they Japanese?
Something like that.
So that's technically J-pop, and J-pop mixed with metal, and that's kind of a massive thing as well. But they're huge, because our drummer's massively into them. So we've just got these eclectic influences, and then it's our music's a little bit kind of up and down, but then we work together to sort of make it flow.
It sounds complete. It 100% sounds complete. I hear a lot of. Obviously, you've grown up with Connor, so it's sort of like. I'm looking at it from a total external. I've never heard of Connor before until last week, and it's like, wow, I've had like 4 or 5 days, so it's quite new to me. I hear Asking Alexandria.
That's definitely like in the musicians.
It's how it drops from scream to not.
Yeah,
I hear that. Black Veil Brides.
Yeah, that's a lot of that.
Andy Burshak.
Yeah. see, it's weird because I'm not a massive Black Veil Brides fan, but like loads of our fans are. So it's definitely a thing that's, and I suspect it's because we've got similar influences to them. So like we like the same bands they do. So it's kind of, because I don't really listen to them, but some of our band do.
They're great live.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never seen it.
Fantastic.
But
we ended up partying with them. I bought them a shot. They'd never heard of a Jaeger bomb.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And in Rock City. You know Rock City?
Yeah.
Obviously. Do you know Rock City? Metal singer. No. Yeah, was there, and it was CC. I can't remember the other guy. They was upstairs. It was closed off. Got upstairs. I was like, why are you at the bar? So I went over to him, got a fanboy moment, whatever. And I was like, let me buy you a drink. He was like, yeah, cool. I said, Johnny Jaeger bomb. I was like, what's that? It's like, what's that? It's a Jaeger bomb.
Where are they from?
America.
Yeah.
So that's why. Right. Obviously they don't know. But yeah, we had Jaeger bombs, and they found Linkin Park came on. I'll never forget it, rolling. And then they was just coming down from the balcony. So I put my hand up, and they came like, we had a dance for them on the dance floor. And it was pretty good night. Really sound lads. Really, really sound lads. But yeah, I hear them Disturbed as well, as I mentioned before.
Yeah, that's definitely, especially in that early, like the Digital God era. I was listening to a lot of Disturbed to get I like David Draymond's vocal delivery, and that's kind of what
he's amazing
on the pre-chorus of Digital God. If anyone listens to that,
please listen to it.
It's awesome. It's one of my favourite ones that you've done. That and Nameless, my 2 favourites.
Nameless, I like Nameless. Yeah. That was a weird one though, because there's like virtually no singing in it. It's mostly screaming, which is like I like
again,
to sing
which for me is like
Is that your latest?
No, we've done You're Safe.
Yeah, You're Safe.
You're Safe. That's a good song.
Yeah,
that's a good song.
Thank you.
I really like that one. Who else do I say? I've had them in my head. See if any influences. Oh, digital. Oh no, it's not Digital God. I think it. I can't remember the song. Forgive me. Welcome to the Jungle. Axl Rose. He does that. Whoa, scream.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've ripped off. And
I checked the song. I was like, "Is this skipped?" I thought it was "Welcome to the Jungle." Just that scream bit, but that was epic.
I'm trying to think which song it'd be on. I do it on the end of.
There's one on Digital God.
Is there?
I think so.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
It's not that one though.
No, it's after the solo and it's for the breakdowns. Yeah,
it's not on Digital God.
But there's one on Beautiful Disaster.
That's it.
Yeah,
right, as it picks
that's
up.
it.
That's a complete Axl Rose.
It is because Digital God. You hold one note on that scream.
Yeah,
but
it's like the siren sort of airy,
but you go from low to high, and it's like shit. That really suits. Really, really suits. So all these massive influences. And if you hear a song and think, fucking hell, there's Black Veil Brides, Asking Alexandria, Disturbed, Axl Rose, it's going to be a good song.
Yeah, I guess that's...
Isn't
it? Yeah.
It really is.
Well, like what you said earlier on, you said, if you rip off one band, chances are it's not going to be much. It's just going to be a copy. Yeah, but if you rip off your 10 favourites and you take little bits of each one, you create something new.
I don't want to come across as you ripping people off because you're far from it.
A little bit.
No, you're influenced.
Yeah, it's influenced.
Yeah. But I know we spoke. I hear that in it. I hear that. You're not a tribute band. You're not a cover band.
No,
you're very, very unique with a lot of influences, and that really shows. Yeah. I think I've been waiting to discover someone like Shadow Smile for a while.
That's cool.
Like we were saying beforehand, you get a bit stale with music, listening to the same old shit. I love rock music. I'm a metalhead at heart, I really am. But there's only so much Avenged Sevenfold you can listen to. There's only so much Disturbed you can listen to before, especially Disturbed. It's that constant over and over again, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's it. You get stuck in a rut, don't you? And you sort of think, I do it like semi-regularly, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to any of this anymore, but I don't want to listen to anything else either.
I know, it's like Catch-22, isn't it? And then I went on to symphonic metal.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a nice breakaway.
I like symphonic metal.
I know we always disagree, don't we?
You always like that stuff.
Go on, symphonic metal. Who's a better vocalist, Tara or Floor Jansen?
From Nightwish?
Yeah.
Yes.
All they're different, aren't they? Tara's more operatic, isn't she? And I don't know anyone's name, but she's more.
Flo Jansen.
Yeah, she's more sort of poppy and more metal, I guess. She's like mum rock. I think she's kind of like.
Wow!
But I like them both.
Oh,
I think they're both great.
I used to like you, Connor.
I like both of them, just in different ways.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with mum rock. I listen to Stevie Nicks all day.
Mum rock?
Yeah, that's
Mum
a
rock?
genre I've just invented.
Wow. Well, I suppose it's dad rock, isn't they?
Yeah.
21st century, you've got to keep equality.
Yeah, totally.
No, check out Ghost Love Score live by Flo Jansen and you'll change your mind.
Was she the
Terrier all day. All day.
Because she does her solo albums now, doesn't she? So,
Yeah, she does, yeah.
I've not listened to them, to be honest with you.
My Winter Storm were the only one I listened to, and that was the first one she produced. And
I remember
it were
coming out,
okay,
it was a big deal
but,
at the time.
Yeah, it was okay. I can't say that it's the genre of music that I don't like. Her vocals are still phenomenal in all the stuff that she's done.
Yeah.
You can never knock her. But it's not Nightwish.
Yeah.
Who is Nightwish for you? Annette?
No. Annette Olsen were rubbish.
Well, who then? Flo?
Now, yes. I'd say a lot of them.
Three?
Yeah, there's been three singers. There were Terrier initially.
Yeah.
Then there were Annette Olsen. She was there for one
That's
album.
who I thought you were talking about. I think that's who I said was Mum Rock.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't know who the new one is.
She weren't Nightwish at all. She didn't gel or fit with a band for me.
Right.
I've been and seen Nightwish with all three singers live.
Right.
And first time I went to see them was London Astoria. That were with Terrier, and that were just absolutely phenomenal gig. Mm-hmm. You couldn't knock anything else. It was just amazing. The second one with Annette Olsen, I went to go and see him at Newcastle, and the support band were better. I was absolutely gutted. Honest to God, right? I just got drunk on JD that night just to try and deafen the sound. Basically, it was awful. They were trying to pump. They were playing O2, and they were trying to pump far too much noise and far too much.
Do an arena band.
Of course they are all day. But when they were with Terrier and they played London Astoria, the PA had set it up for that size venue and it sounded well. They weren't trying to pump too much through it. It was, whether it was the quality of the speakers, whether it was the fact that when they got a net in, they took a price dip with so they couldn't afford the same kind of quality of stuff. I don't know. But her vocals as well. She tried singing some of the older songs, some of the more operatic songs, and it sounded shite. She couldn't do it at all.
You're going to cause beef with Shadow Smile and Nightwish here.
Hey, look, that'd be good.
Good
publicity, right, mate. But no,
we'll fight Nightwish.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying she's a shit singer. I'm just saying she weren't right for them.
Yeah, cool.
But and then, like you said, Flo's definitely resurrected him again and brought it back.
But now thing is gone, Marco.
Yeah,
are you a Nightwish fan or not?
I mean, not overly. I mean, I don't not like them, but I used to listen to them at school. But I've not really kept up too much.
Have you listened to the latest album, Human Nature?
No, I've not listened to anything. The only thing that's coming to mind was that Phantom of the Opera cover they did, to be honest, years and years ago, which I did like.
But again, Flo does that better.
Does she?
Yeah. In my head. No, with Hank, whatever his name is.
That was good.
Mate.
That was good.
You can't.
Yeah. But no, for me, Terrier absolutely killed that song.
I'm going to have to listen to some of their latest.
I'll send you some links later.
Yeah.
Some Flo links.
I'm not, because I didn't even know Flo was in, so I kind of, to be honest, I heard...
Steve has many florgasms.
It is legitimately called a florgasm.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
It is. It's an actual thing.
I mean, you can't... Ghost Love Score, have you heard of the song?
No.
Ghost Love Score isn't... It's a theatrical... It's just orgasmic, and no matter who sings. Tara, when she does it live, she walks off 30, 40, 50 seconds before Flo stops singing. It's just, Flo's 6 foot. She's a Danish woman. She's Dutch. She's 6 foot. She's a big woman.
Right.
I don't mean fat. She's just big.
Yeah.
She's a big stature, and I think she's got the lung capacity that Tara
She
cannot
has.
compete with.
She has, but I think Tara had a wider vocal range.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what made her better. Because, well, in the earlier stuff, it made her better. It was suited to her voice for that vocal range. Whereas, like I said, Flo, it's now Nightwish again, but it's a different...
Oh, it's totally
variation.
different.
It's completely different.
Nightwish are a band that I don't get bored of because they constantly evolve.
Yeah.
we're saying we're getting stagnant.
They tell more story in that now.
Mate, that
than
Human
what they
Nature
did.
album.
Yeah, they do tell more story. So I know, like you were saying about like telling story and not just being a band that just goes and sings songs. And there's a bit more. Maybe you'd like more of the newer stuff.
Yeah, possibly,
because of that. It's definitely there. Like I say, especially in the Human Nature album and stuff. It's
only a mock argument between me and you. They're both fantastic, amazingly talented people. But I think Nightwish is one of the most. Do you know when you see a stage full of artists? I suppose. I think they've got the most talent on stage ever. I really do.
Wow.
I really, really do. They have him on the harps, don't they? What's his name?
Troy. That's
Troy.
him, yeah.
The composer, what's his name? I'm shit with names.
Which one?
The composer?
Yeah.
The keyboard?
No.
The people watching screaming at
I know they are. I know what you mean, though.
But yeah, I think they're just
where's the art?
A talented band.
Does
But
all that
anyway, that's
business.
my fetish gone. That's my fetish spoken about. Where do I go to now? What sort of... So you've got a gig coming up. Is this going to be different to your previous 2 gigs? In any way? Have you grown as a band?
Totally. When we did the last 2 gigs, when we had, I think we had 3 singles out, because we got the first 3 singles out in pretty rapid succession.
Didn't you play West Street Live?
No, that was my old
band. That was your old band?
Yeah.
That was the last time I went and saw you live.
Yeah, that was years ago. That was like 2015 or something.
Yeah, there was that, or there was Summit Tavern in Sheffield.
Yeah, we did the Mulberry Tavern, which was part of...
that might have been the last one, but it was part of Tramlines.
No, that was what we were supposed to be doing, but then that got cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah.
So the last one was at the Mulberry Tavern, but it was part of Bloodstock Festival's Metal to the Masses thing, which is like for a slot on Bloodstock. That got cancelled, obviously, so it was just like the competition just ended. It's like, okay. That was like literally I think that was the Wednesday as lockdown came in on the Friday. So it was just like nothing. So, but at that point we only had 3 songs that were released. So we had a load of songs that we wrote and played. But obviously people only knew 3 songs. So it was kind of weird. Yeah. It was like we played these songs and like no one's heard them. And then they never made it, any of them either. So like they never got released. They all just got binned. So those people were the only people that'll ever hear them.
Wow.
So now it's like we've got a full set's worth of songs. We are going to do 1 cover, which is a surprise, and a few bits of... We can't be too theatrical. What?
Is it the cover that's on YouTube? I'm not going to say what it is.
No,
is it not?
No.
What, was that the acoustic one?
We've done... What have we got on YouTube?
That acoustic song was
it was
nice.
Was it Slither?
Alter Bridge.
Oh, we did
Have
that.
you done Slither?
Yeah, we done Slither. We used
and
to do
that
Velvet Revolver?
Yeah, we used to do that.
Wow.
We did that at the gig. The first gig we did.
Is that wait? I went too fast. I'm out of luck, and I don't even give a fuck.
No, that was the single after. So there's
was
the
bum 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 bum.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
We did that because we played with Skid Row at Corporation when they did their last tour. And
Sebastian Bach?
Well, he's left, so it's the singer from Dragon Force now who's in Skid Row.
Yeah,
which is weird, but it works. He's really good.
What do they call him now?
Wow.
I think the same as they called him before.
No, yeah.
But I don't know what that is. I'm terrible with names.
I am as well, mate.
I should know this because it was Steve Summit that was used for the keyboardist for Dragon Force.
I don't know. I'm going to Google it.
I like Dragon Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been on stage with Skid Row?
Not on stage with them, but on the same stage.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's good. Yeah, they took forever to soundcheck.
Are you a Skid Row fan?
I like Sebastian Bach quite a lot. I like Skid Row. Yeah, but I mean, I do like Sebastian Bach. When I went to see Guns N' Roses. Yeah, I
didn't know, mate. I was working on a Friday. The tickets came available. Or the guy that I was working for knew I was a rock fan. He was on eBay. He says, "Oh, tickets come up for tonight's gig." I was like, right, how much? It's like, oh, this guy's selling it in Nottingham. I was like, bit dodgy, but I paid for 2 tickets. Went and picked them up on the way. I was like, oh, Guns N' Roses, cool. Then fucking Duff came out.
Yeah, that was
Duff
great.
came out. I was like, shit, it's Duff. It's Duff. It's like, then Sebastian Bach, I was like, he's the most beautiful man in the world.
It
was back in the day.
Yeah.
There's no more.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, he's the most beautiful man in the world. He really is.
And he's, I got to say, because I'm a massive Axl fan, people rip me for it, but I love Axl and I love Lars Ulrich, and everyone hates those two, and I love both of them. But when Sebastian Bach came out, he really held his own with Axl, I thought, and it was just like, when they shared the stage, it was like, that's not a man coming out to like do a guest, that's two frontmen, and you could really feel it.
100%.
It was like really cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we were saying. Why were we on about that? Oh yeah, Skid Row.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good show. But we played Slither because our earlier stuff was a little bit more rock than metal. I think we had the Digital God one, and then a couple more, and it was kind of like we thought, well, we've got to bridge the gap, and these are rock fans, they don't want metal, so we thought we're going to throw in that cover, and it went down really well. But then we did the Alter Bridge cover as well, which was because Edge came back. Yeah, and after 10 years, I'm a big WWE fan, as you might tell, and he came back, and it was like
that was such an epic comeback.
It was.
That was an epic comeback.
Inspirational as well.
Yeah,
it was like
great.
Do you know about Edge much?
No, I'm 37, so I'm a little bit older than you guys. I sort of stopped when it went to WWE.
Right. So Edge had a career-ending.
It was in the Vikings, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Adam Copeland. Yeah.
What was their name? I can't remember anyway.
But yeah, they were like, he never wrestled again. He had 10 years off, or 9 years, I think it was, and then he came back, and it was a surprise in the Royal Rumble, which is like he just turned up.
He just
and
turned up. Like, nobody expected it at all.
Lost your mind, and it was just like that's. So he just worked really hard with his therapist and got his body back in.
Yeah.
Did you watch the documentary about him on WWE Network?
24, 24
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. I love. No one makes better documentaries than WWE. I don't know how they do it, but
They are good documentaries.
It's just like, I think it's got like an endless budget, so they're just like so good.
Yeah.
And the video packages before matches, they're just like, I prefer that to the wrestling.
Yeah.
I just think it's so good. Yeah, but it's none of those covers that we're doing this next week. It's a different one, and it's a song that's been covered by a big band, but I don't think you'd get it. I don't think you'll guess it.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for people.
We should do that. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'd really like to come along.
Yeah, get down.
I really want to come. It's we do Digital God.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's your set list that you can say?
It's all the songs.
Is it?
We've got the 7, so it's like it'll go. I'll not spoil the order. But
It's not just a quick 2 minute.
No, it's going to be about 40, 45, something like that.
Nice.
So it's going to be. Then there's some really good bands on as well. I'm not just promoting them, I'm just kissing up to them. But there's a band called Low Drive who are headlining, who have been on the Sheffield scene forever, and they're just the best bunch of lads because they. Whenever there's been a festival and stuff, they'll always provide the gear. Like they're known as that band. They're just so up for helping everyone out. So they're like a real like linchpin in the scene because they're just so helpful.
Hopefully they'll inspire other bands coming up to be that way.
And it has, because I know like we've in the past been a bit like, I don't know if I want people using that, but let Low Drive do it. So and their guitarist works for Fender, so it's like he's a good guy to know.
Yes.
But yeah, they're such a good, and they're like they're the opposite to us because they're straight up rock and roll. They're great, but it's just straight up rock and roll, and I could never do that because I like the theatricality. But watching them, they just own it. They own the stage with that. And then there's there's Fire Garden, and they're like modern prog, so they're really cool. And then there's a new band who it's one of their first shows. And they're like sickeningly young. It's upsetting. They're called Apollo's Heart. I was going to say Smile, but that's our name. The Apollo's Heart. So it's just nice to be back on a bill that's exciting because you end up playing. I've done this in old bands. And you end up playing with the same bands all the time, and it's like because we had a bit of singing, a bit of screaming, so they want to chuck us in with the metalcore and the hardcore bands, and you're just like, man, it's not what I'm about. I like rock music and what I consider like proper metal, the old kind of. I'm an old man, really. So it's nice to be playing with bands that are just like that inspire us a little bit as well. So instead of
that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Buzzing for that.
Good night.
I've not been to a live gig for years. I think it's you because of COVID and everything.
Yeah. I can't remember the last one I went to.
Are you a bit apprehensive?
No.
Is the band as a whole a bit apprehensive with the first show?
What
first show back?
We want to be. We just want to
play.
Yeah, and just do it well and sort of. Because we started rehearsing last week because it's like we've been in writing mode for so long, and it's like there was a bit of apprehension to like just get back in and play. And I think we put it off as long as we could. We were kind of like, okay, we need to start rehearsing now because it's going to get to the point where we all know our parts, we all know how to play. But if you've not got that if you've not been in the room together, playing together and getting it down, it'll be a disaster.
No, 100%.
You need that energy between each other. So we're doing that at the minute. We're doing that tomorrow again.
How long were you spending sort of studio?
We tend to do it in 2-hour blocks because my voice can't handle too much more than a couple of hours without warming up again and letting it cool down again. And it's just like, so we tend to do late at night. So we do from like 9 till midnight sort of thing. And then we'll just sort of, cause it's like a 40-minute set, so we'll just run that a few times and then just sort of talk through. We've done probably 3 of these already. So yeah, it'll be tight on the night, but it's just it's the grind of rehearsing, but it's nice because you get to see each other and sort of bond a little bit. Are
you a stationary singer or are you out there?
No, I like to run about.
He's not. He's not a stationary singer.
Good.
I don't do anymore. What I used to be like all over. I used to kind of like make a joke of it and like be 1 minute I'd be like on the bar and stuff, but I don't really do that anymore because I like to keep the show more now. So it's like, so you're watching a show and it gets a bit. All the hardcore bands started doing that, so I just did the opposite because that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
But I don't stand still. I can't stand still. I'm the same on the phone, and I'll just like pace about. Yeah, so I have to have a wireless mic because I'll just be wrapped up in a. I mean,
you talk of like the singers that you like Freddie Mercury, Axl Rose.
Yeah, they stand still.
You can't, can you? No matter how good you are, obviously there is vocalists out there that do just stand there. They're very, very good, but they're not on the same level as. I think it adds to the show.
Yeah,
another dimension, isn't it?
It's the performance, isn't it? It's like you've got to engage people somehow. And if you stood still, it's like, and I think almost if you've got a smaller stage, you've got to work harder because you've got to sell that it's a bigger stage almost. So it's like the bigger stages you can like if you look at Freddie for example. Later on, he never runs; he just paces, and it's kind of like because he's got such a big stage, he never has to stop. He can just like keep strutting around.
Yeah, and he struts.
Yeah, probably.
He struts like a peacock, isn't he? It really is. I think he's the best frontman that's ever lived.
Yeah, totally agree.
By far,
him and Axl are my two top. I think.
What do you think to Axl as a vocalist? Ignore everything else. As an actual vocalist,
his range is insane. Like if you look at if you actually measure it, because I've seen a few videos where they've actually measured. And I'm sure it's him and Mike Patton from Faith No More, and they're the two that in rock music they've got the highest and lowest. They've got the biggest ranges. I think live, he's. I mean, at the minute he's obviously. I've kind of noticed. I've been watching videos, and I'm not slagging Axl off, never ever. But he's doing a lot in falsetto now, and I've got a feeling that's to do with. How much money's on the line at the minute? So if he blows his voice out, that's millions and millions lost on a tour. You look at the early '90s though, and he's ropey as hell with the singing. He's all over the shop. But I think it's the passion he's putting in. He's not thinking about singing in tune. He's just like practically screaming his head off. He's like, and I'd say out of him and Freddie, he's the one who means it more. Like he absolutely means what he's saying. Whereas Freddie. Was writing for commercial purposes a lot of the time, and he was, he knew what he was doing.
I think they had a different struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Didn't they? If you go back, have you read the books and stuff?
Yeah, everything you can find. Yeah, every documentary, everything.
They had it tough, didn't they?
Yeah, totally.
Do you
very
kind
different
of wish,
ways, like you say.
Do you kind of wish that Shadow Smile was back in the 80s?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think if I ever got into a rock band, I dabble in guitar, but I'm no, you know what I mean? I can't play shit. But it's always, if I was in a rock band, I wish I was on the strip. In the 80s.
I went there.
Putting your leaflets out. And that's not digital guy, you know. It's, I think that's the era.
I think it was such a weird one, because again, the same, like we said before, it's a different struggle though, isn't it? 'Cause it's kind of like, now you've got, you can make music, you can make videos easier than ever, but people want it less. So there's less demand than there's ever been. Like people want nostalgia a lot more, or they kind of want, I don't know. That's our bassist doing that. Trying to troll the chat.
Who is your favourite band member?
It's not you.
Well, click live, mate. If you want, people can jump in the conversation.
Shall we go?
Yeah,
Shall we do it? We'll do it. Why not?
You're closest, so you can do the live info. Apologies, you two people.
Yes.
So this is the live.
This is it. This is the live. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Life Podcast Live. We're here with Conor McGovern from Smil. And, or is that just gone live now? When did it go? Oh, I'm gone on early. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live Podcast Live. We'll see if we get any people on. We're here with Conor McGovern from Smil. And we'll just carry on from where we left off. We're just talking about Guns N' Roses. So we'll let a couple of people jump on if they come on. Who knows? If people want to share it, by the way, because it should come up now on our thing. You can share it to your personal feed or whatever if you want to. I'm going to see if I can do that.
Guns N' Roses do you think Axl would have been as successful without Slash and vice versa? Because I think a guitarist and a vocalist, a singer, are a nice combo.
Yeah, well, you've got like the iconic duos, and you've got like Slash and Axl, Freddie and Brian. You've got Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
Yeah,
it is a thing. I mean, I think he would have been successful. I don't think it would have been the same. It wouldn't have been Guns N' Roses because it would have probably ended up being, I don't know what. Like, because if you listen to what Axl was doing before, it was more sort of punk and you know, and then
and Duff as well. He had a big punk influence, didn't he?
Have you heard the new song, the Hard School?
What, Duff?
It's Guns N' Roses together. They're all
yes, I have. Yeah,
and I thought, well, this sounds like Duff wrote that.
Yeah,
like, that's the punkiest thing.
I enjoyed that though. Duff McGovern's Reloaded.
Yeah, so it was great. Yeah,
I went to see Slash in Manchester.
Oh, okay,
with Miles Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Our guitarist was like at every show on that tour.
Was he a big Slash fan?
He's massive. I wind him up because I always tell him Buckethead's better. Really annoys him. Or DJ Ashford's better, and he gets so annoyed.
Yeah, but DJ Ashford's pretty cool though.
He's good, and on that Chinese Democracy lineup, I actually really enjoyed the shows. I saw 2006 and 2012, and I thought they were both like really good shows, like without any irony. I thought they were like just really good rock.
What do you think to Miles Kennedy as a singer?
Very talented guy, very very good singer. I do think. Again, I'm not slagging people they're super successsul off, but I think
live now. You got to watch.
Yeah, that's it. He's not actually. He's not got that same energy and anger almost. Because that's the thing about like what I loved about Axl was that it was like a time bomb. Like it was like they just wound him up and then shoved him out to explode or something. I don't know. So, but no, Miles Kennedy's a brilliant singer, especially technically. Like
I'm glad he's nothing like Axl. Because that would make Slash look a bit silly for trying to recreate Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And it's far from it.
He's like Queen with Adam Lambert, isn't it? It's like it's a very different...
We're live on camera, stop. Just keep going, guys. It's alright.
It's like technical difficulties. We do this on stage.
Pretend
everything's fine.
That's probably just your band watching, to be fair.
It might be. We never
there we go, we're back on.
Well, yeah, looking forward to meeting the rest of the guys.
Guys. We've got 5 people on so far.
It's pretty
6
cool.
people on.
3 comments. We got any questions?
Yeah, no, it's just my other half letting me know that they're getting kicked out of the pub at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, love, we're live.
I don't know what you want to do that.
Yeah.
Just come have a chat. It's always good if there's more people watching than presenting. That's the key rule.
Yes.
Well, we've got 6, 7 on, 6, 7. Right, guys, so if you guys think of any questions at all that you'd like to throw Conor's way, by all means pop them in the comments and we'll get back to him.
Somebody wants you to play my
tune
on the keyboard.
Somebody wants to play a tune on the keyboard at the back. Yeah.
I only know that thing, eh? What, me to play?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Can
you play?
Yeah. Play as a tube on the keyboard.
Tube.
You might not be able to play tube.
No, I don't think you'll be able to play tube.
No.
Play a tune.
Yeah, I'm here to talk.
I was just going to see if I've got any questions outside.
Yeah.
I'm getting these ones for you. Yeah, because I'm tagged in that.
Yeah, I'm going to say you've got that one.
I've got one from Ethan, but I'm not answering it.
Where did you pick up the drummer and bass player then?
Oh, it's in a skit.
Yeah.
Come
on, you'll do.
No, so I'd been in a band previously without a drummer for about 3 weeks, and it never did anything. I sort of fell out with the guitarist, and I had a strop and walked out, which I don't do very often, but I did that day.
The diva.
Yeah.
Are you a hidden diva?
No, I'm really not. I bet
they'll say differently.
I bet they will.
If they do, they're fine. No, but yeah, I don't know what happened, but I was annoyed about something. I just never went back. But anyway, a few years later, we were making Digital God. Me and the guitarist had just written it all, and we were like, we need a drummer to do it. We need to go in the studio. So we were going to just do it as a session, and we were sort of thinking, you know, do you want to come do this? We'll give you some money. And then it was like, got challenged, like, do you want to actually just be our drummer? Because you're pretty sick and we get on well. So we did that, and he joined. And then the bass player, we were just looking for a bassist because initially we weren't sure if it was ever going to be a band or if we were just going to put this one song out, just the two of us. And we put out the ad for the bassist, and we ended up with Ethan, who we call him Gerbil, because his middle name, his name's Ethan Goebel Todd, and we just thought Goebel sounded a bit like Gerbil, so now his nickname is
Gerbil.
It's kind of like we called you Mole.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why.
I've not heard that for years.
Sorry.
The Mole.
We're not the kindest people.
Yeah.
But that was affectionate as well. Like,
Yeah, it was.
In fact, you used to call it yourself.
I did.
In fact, it used to be your Facebook name for a bit.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. I had a logo and everything.
And your dad was Q as well.
Yeah, cue ball. Still is.
I'd say what, he was actually quite instrumental in some stuff, and he probably doesn't know, but he once told me, do you know Ministry, the band Ministry?
Is this when you randomly come round to our house and you ended up getting everybody booze?
That doesn't sound like Were you of age? Well, you must have been, because I think you were a bit older than me, probably.
No, I'm slightly older than you. We were in the same year.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to get
I can't remember.
Well, maybe we weren't. I don't know. But no, it was one day on Facebook. He just messaged me and was saying like this band Ministry have just split up. There's a gap in the market, and I was like, it's quite nice of him to say that. And then from there, that's when we started looking at like electronics and stuff, and I was kind of like got into all that, and then Ministry got back together, so there was no longer a gap in the market. But
Missed the boat.
But he inspired me to get into the electronic side of stuff. So that's quite a lot of history with you in there, which is
it's nice.
Interesting, yeah. Which
So I'm just sharing.
probably owe you some royalties, really.
Cough up.
Well, I need to get paid first. So
Yeah.
when I get paid, I'll give you some. Yeah.
Sorry,
There's not many questions coming in.
It's all right.
Yeah, well.
No one likes us.
No, must not.
We're still relatively new. We're little babies in the digital world.
Well, next, if we do it again, I'll put some out in the week leading up on our Instagram and stuff. Because what I normally do is do like, well, you don't do it that much anymore. We used to do like a weekly Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
What we could do is like save them up and do something like that.
Yeah,
You're welcome anytime, mate. It's good to talk. We've not had music.
No.
Before, have we?
Well, there were your Uncle Tony that we went from.
Yeah, but that was his life story, wasn't it?
Life story more than anything else. It weren't about just a particular group or
See,
band.
he lived it.
Yeah,
He
Adam
lived
was telling me.
Episode 1. He went to London and sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing, doesn't it? It's not.
No,
it's not. It's far from
never
it.
ends well, does it?
No.
That's the thing.
It's far from it.
I've never got into the drug side of things because I'm just scared to death of it. So I'm quite glad I am, because I'm just like, stay away from it.
I don't think that, like, bands, like small up and coming bands here, I think it's a thing of the past as well.
Well, nobody wants a brat, do they, anymore? It's like, it used to be kind of like, the rock star, so everyone's in awe of you. Now it's just like, the bar staff probably get paid more than you, so shut up.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%. But I'm very thankful for the guys that did do the drugs back in the day.
They made some very weird music.
Yeah.
You know, and
look at
you've
Guns N'
got, you've got to think, was it from the drug taking or less of it? You know, that kind of music came about.
Listen to Pink Floyd, it was. Like that's like
Some
some of
of
the
my
early
favourite
Sid
bands.
Barrett stuff saying, I love Pink
They
Floyd.
really are. And they're a show. But they're not theatrical.
No, but
They're very bizarre.
they're almost like a modern example would be like Tool. It's like it's multimedia. It's like they stand there, they perform the songs, and then the show happens around them. And
I think the
I really
lyrics
like
are a
that.
big part.
Oh,
of
God.
Oh yeah,
big part of their song. Dave Gilmour's an
Absolute genius.
Yeah,
he is a genius.
I always like the Gilmour-led era for me is like peak Floyd.
That is Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
100%. It's they're just one of them bands where you just get absorbed. Your ears open and you listen to every single word, and I think that's quite a beautiful thing to.
Dark Side of the Moon is one of them albums that you can sit and listen to and never tire of.
You hear something new every time,
Yeah,
especially with headphones.
Yeah.
You sound good in headphones.
Oh, cheers.
Or the band. You hear a lot of things in headphones that you don't.
That's a layer. I think because we're because we like all that stuff as well. So like Pink Floyd, for example, everything means something, and I've always been into that. So you got to put, if something's going in, it's got to need to be there, otherwise it's not going in. So, and I think like with Pink Floyd, like even the drumming, so like the drumming's so musical. So when he does a fill, it's like it's almost a melody within it, and you're just like, I don't know, there's something so musical about
pure,
every layer of it. Yeah.
It's very pure.
Yeah.
It's music in its purest form, I think, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
There's no distortion.
No.
You know what there is in the odd bit, but
they don't have to heavy anything up. It's just like it's power without the.
I think the words are powerful enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a song now. Crap with remembering stuff.
I mean, like Comfortably Numb, for example. That's. I mean, I like the what's the one? There's one album right at the end of the Roger Waters era, and he just basically took over, and it was just like a Roger Waters album, pretty much. But it's got that Fletcher Memorial Home song in it.
Oh,
I think that's kind of like, but the words to that are really like just really striking and powerful.
my Uncle Chris will be shouting at the freaking screen now, won't he?
If he's watching, he will.
Yeah.
But now Pink Floyd are like a big one. My stepdad got me into them, and it's like they just never get old. It's just like it's timeless music. You put
It is.
It's
a nice description.
Yeah.
There's no like they didn't get. I mean, I know they got into the disco a bit with Another Brick in the Wall, but it's just a groove, and it's not like it doesn't pander to any audience. It's like we write this, and then we put it out, and then the world does what it wants with it. And I think that's a really cool attitude.
What's that song? So you think you can tell heaven from hell? Did they get you to change?
That's Wish You Were Here.
Yeah, Wish You Were Here.
That's deep.
Yeah,
that's very deep. Very, very. I think Digital God as well. That's another deep. Should talk about another song, please. I'm fed up of going back to Digital God.
It's a constant frustration now, because it's like it was our first song and it's still our biggest so far. It's kind of like,
well, I looked on YouTube and whatever else and a couple of other stats and things like that, and it is literally the one that's been viewed the most, listened to the most on your Spotify.
It's miles ahead of anything else.
It's
crazy.
literally. Like, what have we got here? We've got some things happening. What we got? Oh, it's not important. Go away. But yeah, it is literally the biggest one that you've done when you look at all the stats that I can see and things like that. But I don't know.
That's got a hook.
Yeah.
That pre-chorus.
Yeah.
That he's just like, I'll go back, listen to it again. Listen to it again. It comes up again, but I just want to keep listening to that bit over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, You're Safe, our new song, is like set to catch up with it like quite quickly though. Yeah. So that's I think that's going to be our biggest song long term. Yeah, because it's
prediction.
That's when I look at. I mean, it's boring and it going into figures, but when you look at the figures, we're a month into that song, and it's a quarter of the way to Digital God. And that's been out for 2.5 years. So it's like, that's going to pass it within a year, I think, if it keeps the momentum going on it, which it should, because, well, it just should.
I think
unless we really upset fans.
I think people are going to discover you because of that new song and then think, hang on, what's this one?
Well, that's great if they do, because, it's all...
That's quite a bold statement song to follow up with, Digital God.
Yeah,
you've set the bar very high for yourself, which is good.
Yeah,
which is good because you can't regress, can you?
No, and that's you've got to always be looking because you've got a measuring stick then as well. And I think what we did was we peaked in that style on that song, so we kind of moved styles to do other stuff.
You do that, don't you?
Yeah,
you don't just stick to one genre.
No, because you get bored, and it annoys people sometimes because you've got people that got into Digital God and then they're like, well, this has got screaming in it. I don't want that, but it is what it is. And
no, I think bands are better if they fluctuate and they mix.
You get hardcore fans and you get music fans. Two different things, in my opinion. Yeah. Hardcore fans only want what they first hear from you.
Yeah.
So, I love this album. Do you know what I mean? And then the other album's a bit softer or it's a bit heavier.
Yeah.
So, that's shit. Well, no, it's not. It's far from shit.
Yeah, you've just got.
Sorry, I'm live swearing. It's a beep beep beep.
It's like Linkin Park. I mean, I love Linkin Park, and they did Hybrid Theory and Crawl.
They were a massive influence in that on me when I was younger.
I never really got into them.
I
like them. I appreciate the songs when one come on. I'll pop along to it. But
I think the thing was when we were 10 or 9, maybe that Hybrid Theory came out, and it was So that was our introduction to heavy music, and it was like poppy enough for us to get into it straight out of listening to Steps or whatever we went to before. And then, but it was like heavy enough to feel like we're cool. We're listening to this, and then we got into like Korn and Slipknot and stuff from there. But Linkin Park, like everyone just goes crazy about the latest stuff. Like, oh, they got rubbish after that, and it's like they didn't. They got way better as musicians, way better as songwriters, but they didn't do new metal anymore. They did a lot of dance music, did a lot of like, and it's like, it might not be your thing, but to someone that's, and to them probably that's way more what they want to do. So
Minutes to Midnight were one of my favourite albums that they ever did.
That's a good album, yeah. I only really discovered that lately because I got sick of it, because when we were at school, that was the album that was out on it, like in high school, so we were like just listening to it all the time, and then like got to like 16 and you're like, oh, I'm sick. No, maybe a bit older, probably 18. I was like sick to death of this now. And then recently I went back and I was like, oh, there's some really good songs on this, like, and I'd forgotten them, and it's like, that's an album of just hook after hook, like everything's a chorus, like the verses are choruses, and then like the pre-chorus is another chorus, and everything's so singable on it, and I love that album.
It is a good album.
Can you still switch off to music? Because music for me is quite an important aspect of my life. If it's like I want to chill out on a night, I'll put Pink Floyd on, or driving here, for example, it's like I switch off to music.
Yeah, no, I can't.
I bet you can't.
It's crap, really, because, like, so, example, yesterday I was listening to some music, I can't remember what I was listening to, but it was that folk song I showed you earlier, the folk singer, what's his name? I forgot. Cole McGuinness, he's
Ruth's
great.
Watching.
Hey, Ruth.
She says she
Oh,
loves
Ruth. Hello, sweetheart. I hope you're well.
We interviewed her a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I listened to that, and then I was like, sort of chilling out, and I was like, it's giving me an idea. And I was like, so I pull my iPad out and then get on GarageBand and start like messing around with the keyboard on it and stuff. And then, so I don't switch off to music, sadly. So you'll try, and then you're like, oh, it's giving me an idea now. I best write it down, so I'll forget it if not, or you will do it, and then you'll regret chilling out to music because it gave you an idea. So yeah, you can't. And I tend to listen to podcasts now if I want to chill out, and like I fall asleep to
That's a shame.
podcasts. Yeah, it is. It's, I suppose it's anything. If you try and do it as a job, it's hard to do it for fun anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
But I still love it though. So it's not like
of course. Yeah, of course. Do you? I suppose you. It's hard to. You must listen to music differently to what the likes of we do. Do you think there's any aspect to that?
I guess so. I guess you've got a more analytical. But I suppose if you're an analytical person, probably not, because I think the only thing is you listen to it with an analytical ear. So you're probably thinking. I mean, I do. My missus had in because she'll show me something and I'll go, oh, that's. I'll say, I'll like sort of not criticise, but I'll say, oh, I'd have put this harmony there. Or I'll start harmonising with it, and she'll be like, can you shut up? Like, trying to listen. Like,
I get it when watching films, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm big film
What are you acting it out? Like
Yeah.
Full Monty and stuff.
Not quite. But yeah, just like I'll watch a scene or something like that, and I'll be like dissecting it, and I'll spot things like a lot of the times, like where they've made an error in something. Like for example, in the Matrix, and that when there's one part where they go to open a doorknob, and you can see the bloody camera in the reflection, and you're like, well, there's a fuck up. So just little things like that. I'll notice certain things that other people might not necessarily pick up on, or I'll go, oh, that clearly weren't meant to happen. Why? What do you mean? Well, they've edited that wrong. They've just randomly cut, and that person was stood there, and now they're over there. And just an extra that they'll have not put in place or something.
Yeah.
Like you say, if you're analytically, was that the word you used? Analytically minded and stuff like that, and you're quite.
You tell us a lyricist, can't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Analytically.
I love words.
I think I've sort of.
Who's he?
Someone that's going to fire your ass by the sounds of it.
Your side.
I've sort of my musical not tastes have changed, but the way I listen to music changes as I get older. It's like when I was 16, 17, it's like hard, heavy, solo, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Sorry, I'm knocking everything. But now it's like I get so in depth with lyrics. Lyrics turn me on. I love deep lyrics. That saying "Wish You Were Here" and that sort of thing. I analyse the lyrics more than I do the music now. Yeah, I think that's quite a weird progression. Do you do that?
To a degree, but it's more drums. the drums always stick out for me because I used to obviously play drums.
We were going to start a band, weren't we? I remember
was
that
at one
years
point,
ago.
years
I
ago.
remember this before any of these bands we're talking about now. It's like,
you fucked up.
yeah.
I did. I did.
Now you're interviewing them as a band.
I know, exactly.
It's good.
Funny how things happen, isn't it? But yeah. When I listen to music, it's the beat and the drums and stuff, and then after that it's guitars and.
I get mesmerised. Like again, Digital God. I'm going to be fed up with that song, aren't I, by this podcast? But again, it's like the lyrics in that. I can't get my head round how somebody's like your mind works. How to put these thoughts and expressions down on paper. I think that's an art. I really do.
I guess it is. It's poetry, isn't it? I think that's the thing. It's just like, and it takes drafts. Like I'm not like I can't just like. Well, sometimes something will just come out dead easily, but sometimes you just got to like keep going. I like this, but then change this. That,
do you like write something and then present it to the band? Say, what do you think of this, guys?
Yeah, always. I don't think anyone's ever out of the band. I mean, my wife sometimes helps me with lyrics because she's super smart, and then she'll sort of she'll come up with a different angle on it. So we'll sort of discuss it, and then she'll come in and sort of go, "Have you thought about this?" And you're like, "Oh shit, that's sorry, I keep swearing." But band-wise, I don't think they've ever even tried to chip in. And if you're watching Gerbil, you can try next time.
I don't want to cause any beef.
But no, we kind of leave. The thing is, we sort of our songs are like little solo projects almost. Like we'll come up with little things and then we'll put them all together and then we'll work it out. We'll line out the creases between us. So it's kind of like we don't
leave the guitarist to come up with the riff and the solos.
Yeah,
and you leave the drummer for the beats, and then he'll like present it to you in the same way.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a good way of working.
But then we tell each other if it's crap.
You've got to be on.
Of course you have.
It's not like they can just go, well, this is the solo, or I can go, this is the lyrics, or this is the vocal melody. It's like, no, you've got to.
This is draft one of the lyrics.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
And it's never been great. It's always been, well, what about this? What about that? It's never been like a straight in. It's never worked like that. Sadly.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, you've got to just really, because we care about it, so you can't just kind of go, let's put anything out, because it wouldn't wash with people either. People would see straight through it if you were just trying to, I don't know.
Are you all local guys?
Fairly. I mean, I'm from around here.
Yeah.
The drummer and the bass player are from Barnsley.
Oh, not too far.
No, the guitarist from Sheffield Centre. The other guitarist is from Wakefield, so he's got the furthest to go.
Oh, you're 5-piece?
Yeah, we are now. We didn't used to be.
Sorry, I thought you was 4-piece.
We were until this is the first single. Your Save's the first single with Adam on it. So
right.
He's very new. Well, he's not new. He's been in for a while, but we've only revealed him. Yeah, recently.
No, that's cool.
So yeah, we're 5 now, and it's made a lot of difference to the writing process and everything. Makes things more manageable by a lot.
Do you prefer viewing a 4-piece or listening to a 4-piece than a 5-piece? Because I think a 5-piece gives that.
It's that extra body, isn't it?
That extra grunt, isn't it? What's he saying?
Oh, he's being nice.
He is actually.
Oh, and he's watching as well. Which
He's
really
actually
nice.
paying attention. Look at that.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
But yeah, might as well plug your gig, mate, while we're live.
Yeah, do it.
Go ahead.
Fire
We're
away.
playing at Corporation Sheffield next Friday, the 10th of December, alongside Low Drive, I remember everyone, Fire Garden, and Apollo's Heart.
Where were you in the set list?
We're main support, so we're not
Main support.
headlining this one. Basically, we weren't originally on the bill, but Low Drive were meant to be doing it last year for Tramlines. We were booked for a different show completely, and then they got it cancelled because of the ongoing global bastard, and they they
You're polite, aren't you?
yeah it can't be rock and roll anymore. You've got to be just polite and drink smoothies.
Yeah. Broccoli smoothies.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, drinks
so-
fucking smoothies.
And then they were saying, so it got cancelled, and they were sort of like, well, do you want to jump on and we'll move it, do a different show? We're like, okay. And then it got booked for another day, and then 3 of our band got COVID. And then Low Drive's, I think it was Low Drive's singer maybe, got COVID as well. So like all the same week, and we were just like, right. So we're not doing that then. So then it got moved again to next Friday. So it's actually the 4th date for them, I think.
Fingers
It's
crossed.
the 2nd for us. Yeah, fingers crossed. 'Cause
Fingers crossed.
it's it's.
We have a store though where you take merch with you and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Cool.
We always take
I'll
merch
take some
everywhere.
money.
Oh,
Definitely going to get some merch.
bless you.
It's I'm a fan of Shadow Smile now.
Yes,
100%.
you are, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I've been messaging you all
Yeah,
week.
you
about
have.
it.
All
It's
week
like,
I've been
wow.
having it. All week, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I even got a nice message off you the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, I didn't want to come across as like a fanboy sort of.
No, it was
sort
really
of thing,
nice.
but it's it's good.
It's nice to have that introduction as well before you start.
Yeah.
So.
Well, during this live, we've had 4 new members join the live podcast.
So you
That's
can say
good.
join the band then.
Yeah. They'll be there on Friday, mate, next week.
The 9-piece.
It's like Slipknot.
I was just going to say.
Like hitting the barrels.
Well, yeah, it's something we've been trialing, isn't it? We put a poll on the main group whether we should be doing a bit of live while we're doing a podcast,
Yeah.
sort of thing. I don't know.
Puts you on edge a bit more, what you're saying, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't
No.
rely on Adam.
No, not really.
I rely a lot on Adam, an awful lot.
I don't know. I'm going to say you seem to lead conversations quite well.
Yeah, I think that's nerves. Sat here talking. You don't want silence, do you?
Sometimes though, silence is golden.
Sad of silence.
Wow.
He's a philosopher nowadays. He's trained by David Brent.
Do you do the dance as well?
No, mate, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I
I've
can't.
seen it. You did it downstairs in the kitchen the other week. Go on.
No, I've got this theory about David Brent, and it's the same theory I've got about Alan Partridge as well. But do you like Alan Partridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you?
I've seen bits.
Okay, well, there's the theory, if you don't like David Brent or Alan Partridge, it's because you are them.
Oh,
So-
nice.
So you get people like, oh, it's not funny. It's like, yeah, that's because you're
That's
exactly
you are.
like it.
Yes.
I've had like managers at jobs in the past, and they're just like, actually David Brent. Like,
Yeah,
like one
I
of he's just like so cringe.
He's a singer-songwriter as well, though.
Yeah.
David Brent. Why don't you cover Free Love?
We should. I like that episode where he gets the guitar. That's my favourite.
Where's the very set where they're having a team meeting?
Yeah,
It's like, it's the guitar. She's crying.
I love
Yeah,
that.
Free Love on the Free Love Freeway.
The songs are quite good though. That's
They
the
are.
only thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's good with words, though.
well, he was in a band, wasn't he, in the 80s. Ricky Gervais.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. They were like New Romantic. Look, I can't remember what they were called. They did like one Top of the Pops or something. You can
Did
find
they?
them. Yeah,
No way. I never knew that.
yeah.
Oh,
He was
into
a
that.
good-looking young lad back in the day.
Mm.
They
Makeup
don't
on.
mind being a pound behind him.
No,
I know that, but he don't care what he says.
no, I like that.
I do.
Like that.
I do.
So,
I
It
really
is
do.
good, isn't it?
yeah, he's good.
Anything else you want to plug or say while we're live?
Oh, I don't want to plug
think
anything.
That's what we're here for, mate.
No, not plugging. We're just sharing the love.
Sharing the love.
But yeah, if you are joining live, check out Shadow Smile on YouTube.
Yeah, please do.
Primarily over Spotify because their music videos complement their music fantastically. They really
you very
do. A
much.
lot of thought, a lot of effort, and a lot of money, no doubt, has been put into these productions. And it shows. It shows. It's not just another, like I said earlier, it's not just
Well,
another.
it's like your usual band thing. It's just like a live performance where people are on stage or in like a frigging garage or out in the middle of a field or something like that. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
something right random,
Yeah.
and it's just people playing their instruments. There's none of that. You tell stories. It's, you know,
It's
it's,
almost like a
trying-
cult, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there
like
is
some of the
cool
videos.
thing. Especially early on, we had this. Well, I think I was telling you off camera, wasn't I, about the we had an idea for it. We portrayed the band initially as a satanic cult. Like that was what we were doing. We were kind of like, okay, so this is a cult, and the band are just kind of messengers for this cult. So that's how we portrayed it initially, and then we got a bit of backlash because we did a few photo shoots in graveyards and stuff, and we got people like saying, "Oh, you can't do that. That's disrespectful." And so
Really?
I don't think they mind. You know, they've been dead for like 200 years. But anyway, and then eventually lockdown happened, and we were on like we were doing a trilogy of videos, and we never got the final one done. And Beautiful Disaster, our song, doesn't still to this day have an official music video. It's got a lyric video, which our friend did, but it still doesn't have an official video. So we might go back and finish that eventually. I don't
That'd be
know
nice.
if I can convince the others, but.
I would.
The problem is
I
that you
wouldn't.
get so wrapped up in what you're doing at the moment that going back is like kind of we've got to have time, and we've
Yeah.
never had time.
It's something
So,
where you're not doing much. Like
Yeah.
this one, do that.
but like since we've had like this past 6 months has been catching up for a lost year. So it's whether we ever get time to do that. I hope we do.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have a complete catalogue, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
100%.
I think it'd be well worth going back and revisiting at some stage.
What's your favourite Shadow Smile song to perform live? Like we're talking next Friday night at 10th at Corporation in Sheffield.
The one where you're going to get Billy Big Bollock.
Maybe not the most powerful song, but
No,
what's
not
your
powerful,
favourite?
but when you're involved with the music and it's one that you really enjoy performing, you can always tell because you get that energy and passion and everything more comes through and it shows through.
Yeah.
Billy Big Bollock.
I think it's probably Digital Gods always fun. Because
He loves it. He loves it. Back to the good old days.
It's your favourite.
It's not my favourite song we've done, but it might be most fun live because it's just.
You've got it.
Is it the one that you get the most crowd response from?
It is so far because we've not played the new ones yet, so I'm really interested to see on next Friday what the reaction is to the other songs because it could go. I mean, people could be like, "Well, these new ones are crap. I hate these," or they could just be like, "God, forget the old ones. These are way better." So I don't know. But Digital God's like a fun one to sing because it's all like in my mid-range and it's all. It's not that it doesn't push me, but it kind of doesn't. But it's so I get to perform a lot more and not have to panic, and I've done it more than any other song, so it's just like second nature. But the new ones I'm looking forward to doing You're Safe because it's, I don't know, I think it's going to have a good vibe live.
Is that technically difficult for you?
Yeah, I mean it's got some demanding bits, but nothing crazy. The hard one to sing is one of ours called Join Us, which is, the chorus is a bit high on that one. So that's fun, you get my funny faces when I do that live. That sort of stuff. So, but that's,
Oh, Ruth, where did the name Shadow Smile come from? We actually answered that earlier on. Shall we release that again now? Do you want to say it again now? Or?
Yeah. So it comes from, well, I'll give you the full story, 'cause I only get half the story last time.
Oh, we got half the story last time, that's great.
So my last band was called In My Restless Dreams. That's what
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And we had a song called Shadow Smile.
You did?
Yeah. So that was our big single. Big single. We did. So when I met Kieran and we were writing Digital God, well, we need a name to put this out under, and so we took that. We just thought we put that. That's the cool name. But initially it came from the song "Burn" by The Cure, which is in The Crow, which is one of my favourite films, and yours as well, you said. And there's a line in the song when he's painting his face and into the crow sort of whatever the clown face he does. It says, "Paint your face in Shadow Smile," and I was like, "That's great." I'm nicking that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I love that song. I love that film as well. It's
Queen of the Damned as well. That's it.
That's a good soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's very dark.
Yeah.
Typo negative, isn't it?
Yeah. But everyone was on that, weren't they? Because you had like Disturbed was on it, you had Korn on it, and Marilyn Manson.
It's great soundtrack. Great metal, dark, gothic.
Yeah,
gothic soundtrack.
Everything I was into at that time was on that soundtrack, and then I hated the film.
Did you?
Yeah, I never liked it.
Did you really?
Yeah, to be honest, I never got into it, and
I love it.
I don't know what it was. And I even like because it's is it Aaliyah who's in it, the actress who's
yes,
played Queen of the Damned.
Yes.
She did a song called More Than a Lover, I think. Like back in, she's like a hip hop artist.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Oh, my dad's on.
Hey, Q.
Is he a little trout sniffer? Good to see you, young fella. Who writes your lyrics? Plus, what genre of metal stroke rock would you say you slot into?
Well, I write the lyrics, and Eve, my wife, sometimes helps a little bit with those. She wrote the verses for Marionette as well. So
That's a good song.
Yeah.
So I'll stop complimenting her.
And I'd just say probably alternative metal with a few electronic influences, I think. Which, if you watch the full podcast, you got a mention about earlier, because a conversation we had kind of inspired that years ago. So when you watch the full, I'm plugging the podcast.
Yeah, you are, though.
So if you watch the full podcast, you get that full story, or you can just ask. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Thank you very much, mate.
Yes, thank you very much for coming on. Where can people find you if they want to follow you? What are your
best place to go? It's got all our links on. Is www.shadowsmile.world. That's the Shadow Smile world, and it has all our YouTube videos, all our Spotify, Facebook, everything's on.
So they're all linked from
and
there.
it's crucially got our merch store. and Christmas is coming, so do something.
Nice.
We put our Christmas jumper as well. So.
Have
You
you?
brought out a Christmas jumper.
Oh, I should have wore it tonight.
Oh,
Thinking of.
wow.
Yeah.
Are they going to be on sale next Friday?
No, they're online exclusive because they were drop shipped, so they'll be. I think they'll be all gone as well soon. So you might miss that one. We'll wait till next year.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, they have to.
100%.
Where
Thank you very much.
find you?
Instagram, Steve Pollard18 if you want to follow my life. But don't.
And for me, if you just search for Adam Farrell Limited on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is, I'm on there. So there you go.
You
I'll
are a
drop them
digital
in.
god.
I am, mate.
You're
I've got
trying
to
to be a
I'm
digital
I'm
god.
on everything, on every platform. So there
Cool.
you go.
Thank you very much, Connor, once again.
Thanks very much.
Hope you've enjoyed the podcast.
See
Or
you
the
all again
live,
soon.
whatever. We'll see you soon.
Yes.